everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is he asked me to have his baby. He asked me to have his baby. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now we have a letter. Let's dive right into this letter and see what she says. I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years now. I love him deeply. The other day, he asked me to have his baby. It really caught me off guard. I needed to know something. I've always dreamed of getting married before having children. For me, marriage is not just a piece of paper. It's a commitment, a foundation, and a kind of stability I want to bring a child into. Okay, all right. Let's look at this. Number one, your idea of marriage is kind of a fantasy, okay? It's not many marriages who have all of these wonderful attributes. Okay, but it's something to aspire to, for sure. When I was asked to have his baby, I couldn't help but wonder, why now? And why before marriage? Is it because he is seeing us together long term? Or is it just something that he wanted without thinking about the bigger picture? It could have been that. It could have been that he just asked you because maybe some of his friends had babies and things like that, and he figured, well, why won't he just try to have a baby? Younger men are usually the ones who ask you this sort of thing, and I don't know if they're seeing it as a long-term commitment. You know, they're probably just living in the moment, because I've seen many of them who ask a young girl to have that baby, and when she gets pregnant and that baby comes, he disappears and act like he didn't know anything about it. He didn't ask for this. He don't even know why this is here, and it's not mine, and the whole 9 yards. Okay, because that just shows that they did not ask because they thought about it and considered themselves making a good decision. No. Usually when men ask you things like this, it's in the throes of passion. They'll whisper in your ear, I want you to have my baby. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if the men even know where it comes from. It could be demon energy whispering in his ear and making him say stuff like that. I have no idea. But I do know that there are many of them that the lady would let him just come on and do it. Next thing you know, she's pregnant. Next thing you know, he's designing his escape plan. All right, ladies, so don't get caught up with a man asking you to have his baby. No, that is definitely not the way to go. Now, I'm not saying no to the idea of a future, but I need to know that we're on the same page about what comes first for us as a couple. You know, that's good. That's good communication to let him know exactly how you feel about this, because, you know, for him to even come out of his face this way gives me some concern. Why would he be thinking about having a child? It sounds like you're both probably young people. So it doesn't make sense. Like I said, you know, unless it just popped in his head at the spur of the moment. Some of his buddies got kids and he sees them playing with them and having a good time. But he doesn't realize the responsibility that comes with a baby. He's not thinking about that part. As a matter of fact, a lot of men don't think about that. They figure that it's their wife's responsibility to raise the kids. That's a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of them. Okay. So if you have a baby and you're not married, it's your responsibility. All right. And sometimes you'll be married, you have the baby, and soon after that, you'll find yourself not married anymore. So now the baby is still your responsibility. So that's why I say, ladies, listen, don't have a baby unless you can support it. And I wouldn't care if I was married or not. You want to be able to support any children that you bring into this world. And this will save you, because if he acts up and takes off or whatever he does, you'll still be left standing with you and your children. But if you're depending on him to do his part, supporting the baby, helping, caring for the baby, and that sort of thing, many of you are left disappointed when it comes to that, especially if he's young. He's not talking about getting married to you, but he wants to have a baby. No. Now here's a tricky one. I remember when I was young, I dated this guy who was wealthy, and he was in the process of divorcing his wife. Okay, whether he was going to really or whatever. But this is the story that he told me, and he asked me to have his baby. But I couldn't see that. Number one, I didn't even like him like that. But there are times, that men will ask you to have a baby, but it doesn't mean that they're trying to marry you, but they want to keep you around, and if they can afford it, like that guy, I guess he figured that, he'll just have another outside child somewhere. He probably already had other outside kids, other than, his family at home, which I never met any of them. He never showed me any pictures of them. So now he's already asking me to have his baby. You see, men are really tricky. And unless you have some understanding about how they maneuver to get the things they want out of you, you're going to be caught into a web of lies all the time. You need to slow it down, number one, when it comes to these guys. Number two, stop having sex. He won't be asking you to have his baby if you're not having sex with him. Okay? Because I've been saying this in a number of videos, that in today's world, people believe that sex is love. As a matter of fact, I heard a comedian say the other day that all you got to do is have sex with me and I'll be in love with you right away. That's not love. That's lust. That's pure lust. And many relationships today are based on lust, not love. Not even close to love. That's why they don't last. Now you and your fella together. Now you say you love him deeply. You probably lust after him deeply. And now he wants you to have a baby. You don't want to do that. You want to love yourself, take care of yourself, and don't have any children that you are not able to support by yourself, ladies. You got to think about your situation in the long term. And see, too many of us, we have been raised to find a man to support us. Well, you know what? If you're fortunate enough to land a man who loves you, supports you, and your life is happy, well then kudos to you. But there are too many of us who don't have even close to that. We have a man who uses us, abuse us, and leave us with a mountain of kids to raise on our own. Ladies, stand up and be strong. But first, you need to love yourself. When you love yourself, you won't allow people just to trample all over you and to tell you any nonsense. Because when you love yourself, you're not desperate for their attention, number one. You're not desperate to have a man in your life, number two. You're not desperate at all. You're self-sufficient, confident, strong. That's what you want to be. I hope that you understand. Now, let me see. Let's see, why would a man ask you to have his baby in the first place? Okay, number one, he sees you as his forever already. You know, I kind of talked about, I don't think so. He's too young. Usually these young men don't see you as their forever. They don't even know what forever is. Many of them don't even have forever jobs. They ask you to have their baby. No, that's not it. Number two, he wants a legacy or fatherhood more than marriage. Well, maybe he came from a family where all the men had outside kids, started out young. And maybe the men not married to anybody. Could be that. You know, that's how he so freely can ask you to have his baby. Number three, he's testing your commitment. Well, that's a crazy way to test your commitment, because you could be stuck with another human being when he hasn't really committed to you at all. Okay? But he's testing your commitment. Don't be used by these people, ladies. Don't let it happen. Number three, he equates a child with security. Now, if you're the type, maybe you have great resources, or you're about to do something, or you might be in school, about to be a nurse or something. You understand? And he sees a future in you. Yeah, he'll tap you with a baby. Here, have this. Because then that means he can always pop in and out of your life because of that baby. Okay? So that's what it means when some men want you to have the baby, because they think it's some sort of security in it. Now, number five, he might not see marriage as a priority. That's what I'm saying. He might be one of these men who plan to have babies with several women. There have been some reports coming out where these men will have very large families. This girlfriend will have three. Come over here, she'll have two. Maybe somebody else will have four. And then now they got a whole tribe of people. Okay? I wouldn't want to be in that. I think those ladies are desperate. Desperate. And I know that many of them are saying yes because these guys have money, or they're celebrities or whatever like that. But I still think it's a bad idea to have somebody's baby just because they ask you to have their baby. I think it's a bad idea. Don't have any children unless you know that you can support them on your own, ladies. I hope you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps someone. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.